What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? Welcome to the show. It's Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem, baby. We're going to be live in a little bit over on the new radio station. You to listen over at www.motorcyclemadhouse.com. This video, I wanted to do something a little different because we're going to have something premiering over on Spotify and all the podcast platforms on Saturday. And that has to deal with some interesting history. Yes, some interesting history. After last episode, I was like, man, this was pretty cool. So let's do it a little more. We got slow news days and all that stuff. Even stuff over in Australia ain't popping off, which is a good thing. Good thing nothing's in the news today. Clarence Crouch. Don't know if you ever heard of him. He was a high-level informant from the early days. And we even have some of his congressional testimony from 1983 that's going to be premiering on Spotify. It was some serious business back then. It was no playing around. That was the era where most of the clubs got their reputations that they have today. Very different era than it is now in 2023. It is calm now, even though you see a lot in the news about stuff happening with the clubs. It is calm now compared to what it was. These were old school, hardcore freaking guys that were establishing the reputations that they have today. There's no other way of doing it. And it's very interesting how this all ended. It ended in a murder-suicide. He killed his wife and killed his stepson. Now, the stepson, I guess, was fatally or terminally ill in his 60s. And then his wife was in his 80s, pretty bad off. But the daughter came out and blamed the U.S. Marshals Service for that murder-suicide. Now, this happened in Marion County. She went after them because I guess he was taking care of them on his own and the government wasn't giving any help. So what does that say to potential informants? For one, don't do it. For two, you're dumb if you do it. And three, why are you trusting the government? You're supposed to be against them. If you were in a game, pay the piper. Don't go rat. That ain't cool. So hopefully you don't do that and you listen to this story if you're even contemplating that. Why? I don't know why you would. Because the government don't take care of you. They're going to sell you a bed of roses. It's not going to happen. As this family found out. Now, this dude was a stone cold killer. Everybody back then knew who he was. Stone cold killer. But let's take a look at this real quick. And this was out of KSLA when the news broke. Daughter blames U.S. Marshals Service for Marion County murder-suicide. And there's a picture of him right there. Now, he went and he burnt that house down after it went down. The daughter. Now, he went by another name. It was Paul Dome. That is the name that the U.S. Marshals gave him. It's kind of funny. Screwed up, isn't it? Just saying. Now, the daughter at the time, and remember, this was 2013. We're just doing a little history here, a little background because of what's going to be playing on Spotify Saturday morning. The daughter of the man who police say shot his wife and stepson last week in Marion County is speaking out, blaming the U.S. Marshals Service for the desperate actions Paul Dome is believed to have taken. People need to know what happened, what transpired, what led up to these events. Now, here is the big story, and we'll continue that one. You can only see it on the Google News. It's like archived, if you will. Now, here's how it all started with him talking. Clarence Crouch denied Thursday that he is testifying for the prosecution in the aggravated murder trial of Jack Gentry to keep from being prosecuted for his own criminal activities. Crouch, a former member of the Cleveland chapter of the Hells Angels, testified in Lucas County Common Police Court that when he offered information to the federal agent in November '81, I already made up my mind to tell them everything. He testified that Gentry, a member of the Cleveland Hells Angels, or wait a second, let's see here. Anyway, he testified that Gentry, a member of the Cleveland chapter, admitted to him that he killed Ralph Tanner in Toledo. Gentry's attorneys have been trying to discredit him, bringing up his own activities while he was a member of the gang. Now, this is when he joined. Different era, people. Crouch, who joined the Hells Angels in 1968. Woo! Made his statements during the trial of Gentry. Now, this is what he was found. Let's see here. The death of Tanner. He was a member of the Outlaws. He was found fatally shot on November 30th of 1980. It goes on to say about the witness protection program. And he said Crouch told of the clues initiation rites in which he claimed that Gentry was required to roll his bones or kill someone to become a full-fledged member of the chapter. I never friggin' trust the informants or rats, so I don't know if it's true or not. So he went on and talked about a lot of stuff in his testimony. Now, in an exclusive at that time, Taylor confirms rumors that the man known as Paul Dome is in fact Clarence Crouch, a former member of the Hells Angels and convicted killer who turned state witness in a fellow Hells Angel murder trial in the early 80s. It goes on to quote, "My father had a very troubled past. He did things that he was not proud of. I'm not proud of." And it goes on to say her and her family spent 30 years in federal witness protection, which is operated by the Marshals. Listen up, potential informants and rats. You know, people think that we get money and put places and we have this wonderful new life. That's not the case at all. At all. Now it goes on that he shot 85-year-old wife Vivian, 61-year-old stepson Willard in their home on June 10th. His wife was 85 years old, legally blind. This is according to the daughter. She was also taking care of terminally ill son who had brain cancer, so he didn't have very long to live. And her father was trying to take care of both of them and is in horrible physical condition while trying to maintain his entire household without receiving medical attention. Now, according to the fact sheet at the time, the Witness Protection Program, the fact sheet says that witnesses receive financial assistance for housing, subsistence for basic living expenses, and medical care, job training, and employment assistance. And I guess the daughter said that didn't happen. He could not receive Social Security, Medicare, disability. They provided him with no records from his past. Not a good deal, was it, people? Not a good deal whatsoever. So the guy felt like he had no other choice than to kill his wife and kill his stepson. I guess he was at the end of the rope, but you know what? A lot of people say karma don't come back to hit you. I'm sorry to say, karma came swinging at him. And I know I'm a prick for saying some stuff like that, but he should have never testified. That's one thing I don't get. If you're going to play the game, play the game. You knew from the start what could happen. Why do you go and tell on other people to get out of the stuff you knew you were already supposed to recognize that could happen to you? Who knows, man? Who knows? But this is going to be airing on audio only on Spotify and the podcast platforms. It's an hour and 44 minutes that you're going to get to hear about this guy, about his testimony in front of the Senate at the time. 83 it was, 83. So let me know what you guys and gals think in the comment section. Very interesting stuff. I really love this history stuff. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Anyway, we're going to go to the second half of the show right now with China Doll, baby. We'll be right back. Introducing the all-new service from Insane Throttle, Motorcycle Madhouse Radio. 24/7 and nothing but the best in 80s till today rock and metal, baby. And here's an added bonus. You can now listen to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show with Hollywood and China Doll live on the air. Go to motorcyclemadhouse.com and bookmark the radio station and get down with the king of biker radio. Rock on. Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. The Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show now streaming over on Rumble and YouTube Monday through Friday at 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Marco. Grab a beer or some wacky tobacco and sit back and bust a gut. Subscribe to China Doll's Viper Pit to get your dose of the world according to China Doll. Real and honest opinions on what's happening in the world today. Join the Queen Viper and take a walk on the wild side of life on China Doll's Viper Pit on YouTube today.